Hi, I'm Kristin Stampini, and I wanted to be one of the very first people to congratulate you on your accepted contract with one of our team members. I'm just going to spend the next couple minutes talking to you about the inspection period and the inspection process. Depending on what was negotiated in your contract, usually the inspection period is between 5 to 15 days once the contract has been executed. What happens during that inspection time? You can have as many inspections as you want. Usually, everyone does have a general inspection where the inspector comes out and does a visual inspection of the home. During that time, there's usually many things that they find that are very small, and then hopefully, but there are times that they do find larger things that should be a concern. Larger things that we're talking about is the roof. How old is the roof? Is there major damage to the roof? Is one. Then the electrical, any electrical panel issues or anything like that. If there's any foundation problems, a lot of the time that comes up then. Any plumbing issues or air conditioning issues. Those are usually the major things. If anything major comes up, everything else is pretty minor. So during that 5 to 15 day inspection period, you need to have the inspection and you need to review the inspection. Also, if there is any negotiations, that has to happen during the inspection too. If you have an as-is contract that was an accepted offer for an as-is contract, usually the inspection is just for you to know if there are any concerns about the home. Any other inspections or any other contracts, the inspections may be able to be negotiated with the seller. So these are the different things that usually happen if negotiations are. Number one is they get a credit at closing. So let's say that there is a roof leak and it costs $500, okay, to fix the roof leak. You've had two people go out and say the same thing, that it's just $500 to fix. Number one is you can just let it go and say, you know what, I'm not going to negotiate that. That's pretty minor. Or you can say, okay, well, I'm gonna have the agent on our team will negotiate it for you with the seller, and they can ask, number one, to get a credit towards at closing time. Number two, they can ask the seller to go ahead and fix it, get a receipt, and then you can send the inspector back out to do a re-inspection. Usually the re-inspection does cost a little bit of money, maybe $50 to $75, just so you're aware of it. Or number three is you can change the purchase price by $500. Now that is just an example. So in the inspection process also, usually the agent may ask to see the inspection of the things that you want to negotiate. So you just need to be aware of that. If they may want to see the report, I would just share the report of the part that you want to negotiate, if that is. If not, a lot of people just use the inspection for their own knowledge. We usually do see during the inspection that the seller and the buyers do come to terms to move to the next process. The next process is usually, if you are getting a mortgage, is going to be an appraisal. So I just wanted to spend the last couple minutes with you talking about the inspection. And if you have any questions at all, please go ahead and ask our team member that you're working with. Thank you and happy inspection.